Alright, welcome back everyone. And continuing with the series that we're doing about leaders that you might see at the Treasure Cup and the ways that they can play the leader and what are the disadvantages and advantages of playing each list. We're having Kaido today, and the main thing that we wanted to showcase about this list that I'm showing right now, it's the this one, it's the highest ceiling list of Kaido. It's the highest threat density out of all the ones that I'm gonna show you, where you play a king on like every turn you're trying to play one of these big bombs that are gonna affect the battlefield, and they're also gonna add a huge threat, like a 7k threat is no joke in this game. So then you're trying to play a king on 6, another king of this king or on 7, or maybe a queen as a blocker, like in between these two. Then you're trying to play a Kaido, and then you're trying to play another king maybe, and you're trying to play these 3 as the main like engine that you're trying to do each turn. And then also you have playing the 10 drop as a reset button in case you get too far behind or you need to eliminate something out of the board. But the idea is that if you have a curve where you go on each the field spell into the 6 drop into another of these two, another these 3, you're gonna have a tempo advantage over your opponent, where every turn you're eliminating the board and you're putting a threat that is gonna put you on a clock. And then after you deploy X amount of these 3 here, you are going to deploy your blockers. You're going to defend your board and your life. As soon as you finish deploying all these cards that are just too good, and then after you deploy this one, you deploy your queens, and you're basically impenetrable, and you're hard to kill at that point. Not to kill, you just are gonna be hard to outrace because you have way more threats on the board, and you're already eliminated everything out of the opponent's board. So what's the issue with this list? The main thing is that you're hyper relying on the field spell. So if you don't see your field spell, you're gonna have a bad time with this deck, because all your cards from this side, for example, even here, all these cards, if you're trying to play them into the board, they're gonna cost you down -1. And if you don't have a field spell out, you're not gonna be able to play a threat every turn and feel okay about it, because you're gonna be super slow. So the main thing about this is the highest ceiling deck, right? If you always see the field spell like on the whole tournament, you're gonna do very well with this list, and that's what I'm trying to showcase with this different type of list. If this is what you want to play, if you feel like I don't care about any variants, I'm gonna just rely on me drawing the field spell, and this deck has the highest ceiling, and if I see it the whole tournament, I'm probably gonna get first, because this is, if you see your field spell and you see your curves, it's hard to beat. This is definitely hard to beat, like in any leader. It could be red, green, blue, purple, it doesn't matter what leader is playing against you. If you have this a list like this, and you see your field spell and you see all your curve and all your cards that you need, it's gonna be impossible to win. So again, it's the highest ceiling, highest risk kind of list. I'm playing also the Jack, just in case you don't see your field spell, you at least have a little bit of a game in this game, where you go 2 into a Jack, into a king maybe, and then you start playing from there. You're gonna be slow, but you're at least gonna be able to play the game, right? Because otherwise you're probably not gonna be able to play the game at all. So that's a consideration. That's why we're showing you this list. So let's go into the next one. Okay, so on this list, we have the Andrew's list. We already did a deck profile, so I'm not gonna go too in depth into this one. If you wanna see like all our thoughts about this list, go to see Andrew's list. Is the first video that we posted. The main thing about this list, however, is that we're focusing on the 10 drop more than anything. You could, if you feel like you're not drawing the 10 drop high enough playing this list, you can bump it up a little bit. You can maybe cut one of the 7Ks, or yeah, you probably just cut one of the 7Ks just to make another one, and because your deck is this guy. If you don't see this guy, you're gonna have a harder time on this list, and that's the weakness. Let's start with the weakness on this one. The weakness of this one is if you don't see your Kaido soon enough, if you see it too late, it's gonna be a break in your hand, because you're not gonna be able to play it. However, the advantages of playing this list is that if you see your 10 drop on and you play it on 10, you're gonna have a very good threat that is gonna finish the game super quickly. So you're trying to get to the 10 drop as quickly as possible. And how do you do that? With the Onigashima into one of the Black Bombers, or Onigashima into one of your cards that don't de-ramp you. Just place one card that adds to the board and don't waste any of your energy, and then the next turn you should be like in curve, you should be able to play this guy one turn ahead of time. So that's the main the main thing about this list is just trying to play the best card on Kaido, and it's trying to just rely heavily on this one, right? And then the whole deck is complementing this guy. You will have a lot of combo power to where once you play this guy, they're not going to be able to kill your leader easily, because you have a lot of 4Ks counters and 2Ks to just prevent you from dying easily. And you can still just cycle through your deck and put threats that just draw themselves out of the you don't have to put too much. And this one is a 2-for-1. That's all you're trying to do, just 2-for-1 the opponent at every card with this one. It's a really nice list. I advise you, if you don't know everything about the ins and outs of this list, just go into Andrew's list and he will tell you more about it. But this is another way to play the deck, and it's very strong. We really like it for that reason, and you can always go second, and you don't have any problems of oh, I didn't go first, I didn't see my field spell like on time. You can mitigate all of that with this type of list. And now let's go to the last one. Okay, and with our final list, we have this Kaido, which is Burn Kaido. For those who don't know, I posted a video on the PPG channel with this, a similar list to this that I got the first time I played it. I haven't played it since then, so I haven't really dipped my toes into this one really too much. I wanted to showcase it. I don't think it's as strong as the other two, mainly because of the reason that the other ones play the 10 drop, and the 10 drop is such a, like, if you ever get behind, it's such a reset button, so you kind of don't, you always want to kind of play that one, so you lose a little bit on the mirror. However, you do gain something on the other matchups. You do get more into the red matchups, into the green matchups, into the blue matchups, because what you're trying to do with this list is burn your opponent a couple of times and having more energy and being not relying as much into Onigashima. So what you have here with this Kaido dragon, it's the fact that you have basically 7 Onigashima effects in your leader, and if you have both on the field, you get to basically get 4 energy back every turn. So that's a lot of energy that you're getting back. And not only are you getting it back, but you're getting it back on tap. So you're basically playing with 1 more energy of what you're usually playing. So you can keep these cards that cost energy on the opponent's turn, because you get it at the end of the turn on tap. You get to play them for basically free, because you just have to be able to keep up 2 energy or whatever energy you want to keep. You're able to keep it with this guy. So you play defense really well with this leader. And the main advantages of this card is that, well, once the 8 drop, it's easier to play, because going first, if you play Onigashima, you're gonna play it on turn 3. Going second, if you don't see Onigashima, you're still gonna be able to play it on turn 2, 4, on 4, even without the field spell, and you're still gonna have the Onigashima type effect on the field. So that's why I like this list. I made some changes to the original list. I added some Kaidons for more threats. But basically the idea is that you try to build a board. And trust me, once you play this guy, if they don't have an answer, because there is no answers for this one. The only answer is the 10 drop. So once you have the guy, he's 9k. He's going to kill the opponent fast. And especially if you add another Kaido into that mist. If you add a King. If you already have this guy out. If you have one of these guys out, like all of these cards, this deck is really fast at killing, because your top end, while it's not dropping the 10 drop, it is actually burning the opponent. You can burn it once, twice, even I've done it 3 times at a game. So your opponent has to defend their life early on, or they're gonna lose it super quickly, and they're gonna have to play defense earlier than they're wanting to do it. They're going to have to keep blockers. They're going to have to keep a lot of energy up if they don't want to die just to a random 9 drop that you put all your energy into. So it puts the opponent into a clock much faster than the other regular lists do. because they do require you to use, like, you do -4 energy, and even if you have the feel spell, you're still losing 4 or 5 energy per turn, and it takes 1 or 2 turns to get back to 10. With these two in combination, and if you have 2 of this one out and 1 of this one, you basically can burn every turn. That's why you can do it like 3 times. So you get there quickly, and you get to, if you have 2 of this out, you get to untap 2 energy at the end of the turn. And then if you have Thunder Bagua and you're at 2 or less life, you get more energy. So the idea is to replace your energy super quickly. And if this is the kind of list that you're trying to look for, if you want to try something different for Kaido, I think it's really good. It's just, again, not having the access to the 10 drop, it could hurt you a little bit in some matchups. If that's what you don't, if you ever want to just play, mainly in the mirror, that's what you're missing the most. Like in the mirror, it all comes down to who plays the 10 drop first, second, and the fact that you don't have a 10 drop at all, it becomes a problem, right? Because you don't have a way to answer the 10 drop. Like, now you can get under that by playing other cards before the 10 drop, but that's it. That's the only thing that you have to do, and that's the list that I have for you. And if you like them, please let me know, and please consider subscribing, and we'll see you next time with the next list. Thank you.